after facing down a democracy revolt in 2011 with a crackdown that sparked 13 years of civil war. The longtime leader, Bachar al-Assad, fled after the rebel offensive brought his rule to a stunning end. We're going to talk about these latest developments with our international affairs editor, Kethevane Gorjestani, who joins me on set. Now, Kethevane, what more can you tell us?
Well, this announcement that they're going to disband those rebel fighters is yet another sign and move that shows and that it is meant to reassure both the Syrians, especially some of the Syrians, the minorities in Syria, but also the world, especially Western powers, that this group has indeed changed. We've talked a little bit about how they are trying to sort of rebrand themselves to sort of separate themselves from their origins, which is in part al-Qaeda, and to sort of say that we are a different group now. We have different goals, and we are here for all of the Syrian people, not just those who think like us or believe like us. And so as they were announcing that those rebels will be disbanded, there's this idea that they're going to be trained and they're going to become part of the defense ministry, and so part of the state apparatus, and that they're not going to be just rebel fighters roaming around free in Syria. The reason for this whole rebranding effort, of course, is the need to get the trust of foreign powers as the leadership, the new leadership of Syria, is trying to rebuild the country. They need, of course, a lot of aid. They need the economy to work, and that implies lifting the sanctions, and the sanctions are not going to be lifted if those powers, those foreign powers, don't believe that what they are saying is actually what they're going to be doing. And then there's along with the sanctions, the designation as a terrorist organization for HTS. This also makes it much harder for foreign powers to engage with these rebels because they are still, to this day, designated as terrorist organizations. It shows that HTS and the other groups and that leadership have really heard the warnings, especially from the West, which is, we like what we're hearing, but we will wait until we see actions. If those follow what you're actually saying, then we'll take the next step.
So what could that next step be with the international community? I mean, today already we have several international delegations, including the French one that's in Damascus, having talks.
Well, they are engaging. That is definitely the case. We saw the EU envoy and the UK diplomats on Monday. Now you have the French and the Germans who are currently there. And the French, one of the symbols of that engagement is the fact that the French delegation that was there hoisted up the French flag on what was the French embassy in Syria. And we see the image right there. This building had been closed back in 2012, so over a decade after that. That doesn't mean exactly that the embassy is reopened, but the French are retaking control of their real estate, if you will, and putting that flag up there is a symbol of what most of these foreign powers are trying to do, which is go there, have talks with the leadership, see where this is going, and like the French have said, they're looking to reopen the embassy, but they're still very cautious as to not give a timeline, a deadline. Some other countries have already reopened their embassy. It's true of Turkey. Turkey, that was, of course, the main backer of these anti-Assad forces. Qatar also set to reopen their embassy. The Europeans, a little bit more cautious, taking their time, looking at the security situation on the ground. But the EU foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, announcing today that they are looking and they will reopen the EU delegation in Damascus, and that would be a huge step for them without, again, giving a timeline on when that could happen. But the goal, and that's what Kaja Kallas said, and it's basically true of most of those foreign powers that are restarting those talks with the rebels or the former rebels, is that they don't want to leave a power vacuum. They don't want to see what happened in Libya happen in Syria, to leave room for chaos or for other foreign powers to come back. And they're, of course, hinting at Russia and Iran, who were the backers of Bashar al-Assad and who are looking to possibly keep a foothold in Syria.
All right, Kethevane, thank you for that. France 24's Kethevane Gorjestani.